One of the most notable trades that went down before this NFL trade deadline approach was the Colts receiving Sauce Gardner, cornerback from the New York Jets, in exchange for a 2026 first round pick, 2027 first round pick, and wide receiver A.D. Mitchell from the Colts. Now, we got to talk about this. Of course, the Colts, one of the best teams in the league, off to a super hot start. I believe they are 7-2 or 6-2 at the moment. And let's talk about this article, man. Colts acquire cornerback Sauce Gardner from the New York Jets in exchange for 2026, 2027 first round picks, and wide receiver A.D. Mitchell, written by Amanda Foster, a contributing writer for the Colts. So let's read a little bit up on Sauce Gardner, man. Let's see. Fourth overall pick in 2022. Immediately earned a starting role as a rookie, established himself as a top cornerback in the league, earning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year accolades in 2022 and first team All-Pro honors in 2022 and 2023. He is the only cornerback since 1970 to be named first team All-Pro in both of his first two seasons. Okay. Now, we're going to get some more stuff, more great stuff said about Sauce Gardner, cornerback, right? He'll be playing alongside Kenny Moore the second, Jalen Jones, as Charvarius Ward Sr. remains on injured reserve with a concussion. Ward will be eligible to return in week 12. So there you have it, man. A little bit more detail on the trade, Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Now, of course, the Colts, they see that their window is open. Their window is open to make a run in this postseason. You look at the division, look like they have it. They have it in wraps, man. The Jags, you don't really trust them. Texans, best defense. I'm a Texans fan, best defense in the league. But offensive side, man, you think you got things going against what happened this week against the Broncos, and CJ goes down with that concussion there. It pretty much put the season in. You don't really have much hope for the season. And then you have the Titans rookie Cam Ward, and not doing too well. So the Colts, they're in a good spot, man. They're in a good spot, and they go and make a move for who people consider one of the best cornerbacks in the league, Sauce Gardner. Now, I want to take a look at it from the Jets angle, right? Their perspective. People thought, obviously when trade deadline comes around, there's a fire sale for, those teams who aren't doing well. And the Jets, one of the worst teams in the league. First year head coach Aaron Glenn. And, many thought that the name that was brought up in the trade as the trade deadline approached, like these past few weeks, was running back Breece Hall. And people thought that Breece Hall was going to be on the move. And it turns out Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, they trading these first team All-Pros. They're gone. They're out the building to a new team, right? So that kind of shocked people that, instead of Breece Hall, it was these two guys. And all this is telling me, as other fans as well, is they're going into a rebuild. Obviously, last two seasons, you go get Aaron Rodgers, you get A-Rod, so you think you have a chance to win, right? All these moves is telling me that, hey, it's time to go back to the drawing board. We need to go hit in the draft and hopefully draft some corner. Even though you trade away these cornerstones who aren't that old, right? Sauce Gardner, he's 25, I believe, and Quinnen is turning 28 soon. So these guys aren't like in their 30s or, mid-30s. And they're not that, right? They're pretty, they're in their prime. So it's interesting from the Jets perspective, man. But I do like what they did. They got A.D. I like A.D. Mitchell, man. At Texas, he was out. He was a great receiver at Texas, in my opinion. Then they go, they acquired Mechie from the Eagles a couple of days ago. So I think those are some underrated pickups, man. If like I think you need to look out for that. Whoever the quarterback of the future is, I don't know if it's Justin Fields, man. I just don't know. Whoever their quarterback of the future, I think they have a nice core. Of course, you still got Garrett Wilson over there. So Garrett Wilson, AD Mitchell, John Mechie, I think watch out for that wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if they start making some noise next year for sure, right? But then again, Garrett Wilson may be. Who knows? Garrett Wilson may be on the move this all season or next season. But that's all it tells me, that the Jets are hitting that reset button again. Looking like they'll get a top 3 pick this year, and they got picks, more picks, got more first round picks. You trade 2 first team all pro guys, and you get 3 first round picks in total, and then you get a second round pick as well in that Quinnen Williams trade with the Cowboys. So they're hitting that reset button. Do I think it's the right move? I mean, you weren't winning with them, right, this year. It takes, I wouldn't say it takes a long time in the NFL, right? Because we've seen teams like these past 2 years. The Commanders, you get Jaden Daniels, you go straight to the NFC Championship. 2 years ago, Texans, you get CJ Stroud, you win a playoff game. So obviously, like, things can change in one off season. Like, you hit on a QB, your schedule is not the toughest. Your team can make a run. You get hot, your team can make a run. But you trade away these 2 guys, and you want to get these picks. So hopefully, the Jets, they think they can hit on these picks. So we'll see what they do with it. But Colts, obviously, they see their window is open. They go out and get a star. Gardner, get a star, man. In the comments, let me know what you think about this trade. Do you think the Colts got fleeced, or do you think the Jets, you don't know what the Jets are doing? In the comments, man, let me know.
On this memory here at Rocker Park. That is theme. Somebody needs a basket. We're gonna see when the ball go post. Snacks. Tell me yesterday, HBC.
Man, once again, man, I appreciate you having me, man. And congrats, man, on the platform. And I say keep it going, keep doing your thing.